Hey y'all. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Hi Sophia. Hi Anita. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? You can see I'm in my robe today. Wasn't cold cold, but it's definitely cooler than August usually is here in Georgia. So my office was only 70 degrees when I came in this morning. So that's not normal. Sophia says, going well. Had my 9-year-old nephew over for the day, and you played mini golf. Aw, that's awesome. It sounds like you had a great time. Yay. I love that. I love that. Um, I've just been kind of muddling along this morning. I really haven't gotten anything done. Ooh. But this week I've spent the last couple days just running all over the place. I went and saw Sean yesterday. Those, if you don't know, Sean, our moderator, is in the hospital. He had to have his foot amputated, so they did that on Monday. And I went and saw him yesterday, and he was in pretty good spirits. He said he's doing okay. He has his low moments, but he's doing okay overall. So yeah, so got to do that and got to spend a couple of hours there with him. And like I said, he is in good spirits, and he said he's feeling significantly better since they took his foot because it had all kinds of like infection and basically poison, and so he said he felt better. So yeah. Sophia says about her nephew, he's adorable. This lake is the biggest lake in Sweden. Wow. It's also the biggest lake in the EU. Oh, cool. And the 23rd largest lake in the world. That's a lot of things for one lake to be. I love that he has all of that random information. Well, it's not random, it's very specific. But I love that. That's one of the things about young people. They have such capacity to retain so much information. Like, I've forgotten so much of what I used to know. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have this experience, but there'll be stuff like I'll know what that concept is, but I can't think of what the word is. Or I'll know what the word is, but I'll be like, okay, wait, what does that mean again? I don't do that as often as I do the first one. But I feel like, we're constantly rewriting some of our memories, so we lose some things. You had the information. Oh, okay, I got confused. Gotcha. Yes. That's amazing to me that you had all that information, Sophia. Did you have that on the tip of your, like, in the tip of your brain, or were you reading a thing, or did you, like, was that something you knew already? Okay, now I'm just, like, completely amazed by you instead of the kid. So yeah, that's adorable. Kids are cute when they're at particular ages, and when I don't have to, like, have them all the time. So yeah. Things stick. You just have one of those kinds of brains. Yeah, I used to. I don't know what happened. And I would like be able to tell you exactly where I was and what I was doing when I learned a thing, and like what I was feeling in that moment, and like I could like paint you a picture of like a snapshot of when I learned that thing. I can't do that anymore. I think part of it too is uh the way our brains have changed in terms of like because of the entertainment we consume. I find that I have, and I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but I have a lot more trouble just sitting down and reading a book and being focused on reading the book than I used to. Because I'm always like, it's almost like I'm looking for a distraction. Even if I like want to read the book or I like the book, I still have that issue. So yeah, the other thing I did yesterday was take my mom to her appointment with her oncologist. about her follow-up CT scan, and her lung cancer is back. So again, very, very early in the process because they're doing, CT scans twice a year. Very, very early in the process. So they'll probably zap it with radiation. But he basically told us that that's if she has the option to do chemo or radiation. If she does chemo, they have to do a biopsy so they can find out exactly what kind of cells they need to target for the chemo. Because chemo is more targeted than it used to be. Like, they look at how the cancer cells replicate and then they target that replication. So that's why they need the biopsy. And my mom's afraid to go under general anesthesia for a biopsy because they're inside her lungs. So they can't just spray a local and just grab, like they do with other kinds of biopsies, because it is physically inside her lungs. But she's afraid of general anesthesia, so she won't consent to that. So basically, I mean, I'm hoping. So, they have general anesthesia, and then they have what here in the States is called twilight, which is that stuff they do if you're getting an endoscopy or whatever, where it puts you to sleep for like a very short amount of time. And then you wake up and you don't have a lot of the complications of general anesthesia, like nausea and stuff like that. And my mom can handle that fine because she had that for her colonoscopy, so she can handle that fine. The last time we did this, the way the growths were, where they were located in her lungs, they couldn't do a biopsy. Like, they have a way of doing a biopsy with twilight instead of general, except where those growths were located, they had to like come around the corner of her esophagus. Like, they had to come around a curve, and they weren't comfortable doing it that way. So these are placed much more accessibly, right? So I'm going to talk to them and see, because if they can do the chemo, then they can target all the cells that have that replication process, which means even the cells that are not yet big enough for us to see that there's something wrong with them, those will still be targeted. Because what the doctor said was basically, this is like whack-a-mole. Like, in another year, there's another set of cells that is like still in the super, super early stages. And in a year, it's going to be big enough for them to see it. And then we're going to have to do radiation again. So this is going to be like every year, every other year, this is going to happen. So if I can get her to do the chemo, like get her to consent to doing a biopsy and then doing the chemo, we have a better chance of this not happening, or at least not happening as frequently, right? Because there's always the chance that there are multiple different types of cancerous cells. There's always that chance. But anyway, so that's what we're looking at right now. Sophia says, I had to have an MRI this week. It was really stressful, but it's a new hospital and their machine was pretty modern, so it didn't take that long this time. Oh, that's good. That's good. The only thing about MRIs I don't like is that I'm usually cold, although they have often put blankets on me, but it's so loud. That's the part it's just so loud and jarring. I found they don't usually take very long, depending on what you're doing, but it's just so loud. Good morning, James. How are you today, my friend? It's nice to see you. So yeah, so it's been a bit of a week. And I had another friend who was just committed to inpatient mental health care because she needs it. But another friend ended up being put in a very emotionally difficult situation because of it. And I mean, I'm hoping it's all going to work out, and I'm hoping our friend gets the care that she needs. But it's been a really, really exhausting week, and it's only fucking Wednesday. Y'all save me. All right. My week, like, I don't know if you heard all of it, but yeah, my week has been kind of rough. So, and none of it is specific, none of it is me. So, like, let's just, like, I'm thankful for that. None of it is actually me. But, but it's definitely people I love and care about. So, yeah, I'm having a rough week by proxy. So, anyway, so I've got about 1 million emails to deal with for Multiverse, and then about 500,000 for DragonCon. And then, yeah, I've just got a lot of stuff to do. So I'm going to be working on that kind of stuff. So what's everybody else working on? Anita, Sophia, James. James, I'm assuming you're doing day job stuff until you're on your lunch when you can do writing stuff with us. I will be glad for the month of November, because the month of November is the one month I don't really have very much I have to do for conventions. So, Sophia's going to be crafting for the first hour. What are you working on, Sophia? What are you crafting? What are you crafting today? So DragonCon is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow, I will be downtown Atlanta running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Let's see. James is working on day job stuff, meetings and such until 11:30 his time. When lunch? Yes, that is when lunch. Sophia's working on crochet and knitting, the dark textile arts. That's my girl. I mean, not girl like child, but you know what I mean. Anita says doing the final proof editing pass for Tale of the North Gods. Yeah, words are hard. Emails and working on prep for the trope episode. Excellent. That's going to be a fun episode. I'm probably going to have to watch it later, but that's going to be a fun episode. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to be working on, God, my desk is such a mess. Okay, wait, is there anybody? No, there's nobody here right now who's going to be one of my volunteers at DragonCon. I got these things for my volunteer. I was originally just going to leave them around DragonCon as DragonCon swag, but they're so freaking cute. I'm going to let my, look at that. Look at that guy. It's a little dragon, but like I've got all different colors. Look at that. Look at how cute they are. How cute are they? So I've got all these different colors. There's a red one. I don't know if you can tell. There's a green one. There's some that are like multicolor, because you know these are 3D printed. But you can kind of see on the back of this guy, he's kind of multicolored. So I'm basically just gonna, oh, like this one. How about this one? Purple and blue. Purple and blue. So I'm basically just going to put these in a bag and let them reach in and pick out, and then they can swap if they like other people's colors. But like, look at those. They're so cute. So, yeah, so I'm excited about that. And, you know, several of my volunteers are TWT people, so I wanted to make sure that I told you guys when they weren't around. All right. Thank you so much for the contributions to the 6-hour stream. It's got to be close. We are 92% there, y'all. With 7 days left, I'm not going to have to extend it. I'm not going to have to extend it this time. Huzzah! Huzzah! And we'll do that after DragonCon, because I am not committing to doing something like that before DragonCon. That's just crazy. So thank you, James. Thank you, James. Sophia says, this is the second time I'm crocheting this shawl, and I don't know why I keep making mistakes. It's the second time you're crocheting this particular shawl, or it's the second time you're doing this shawl pattern? Did you, like, complete it the first time, or did you have to undo it and start over again? Oh, no, this pattern. So, well, I mean, you've probably also done a lot of other things in between. I don't know. Mistakes are mistakes, right? So, all right, y'all, shall we get into it? Oh, wait, we need to set up our, to see if we can lure any more spirits. Do we have more spirits to lure? I feel like we probably do. Yeah, we've got 2 more. So this one, grilled to perfection until golden, best prepared during breakfast. A playful electronic spirit can help pass the time. Okay, so obviously the spirit companion is the little gamer guy. This little guy. But what color do we want? This is a new one. There we go. We're going to use this one. Look at how cute he is. Oh, he's got flowers on the back of his head. All right. So then we need to do lighting is morning. We're already doing that. Activity, kitchen. It said grilling. So I guess that just means cooking? Yes. It means just regular cooking because we got our little whirly bird over there. So, okay. So we are luring a new spirit. I didn't even read the name of the spirit. What was the name of the spirit? Oh, we don't have a name yet. We won't have a name till we find it. That's right. Okay. So we are. I love how this little guy is sitting there, like, reading the cookbook. That's super cute. So, okay. Sophia says, I feel like every row has something wrong with it. Oh, I'm sorry. That's so frustrating. James says, I just started the same shawl pattern for a third time this week, this time for my wife, so I am playing with it more in terms of stitches and colors, and I'm really, really excited for it. That's so cool! Sophia says, yeah, I was going to add rows of back loop only to make it more interesting, etc. I love that. I love how you guys are doing that, and you're kind of just taking it and making it your own. I love that. That's my favorite. Okay, but all that aside, we're going to go ahead and start the timer. Y'all ready? Oops, hang on. James says, oh, that sounds fun. I just added a single crochet row of purple between 2 double crochet rows of white. Oh, the spell casting, y'all. The spell casting. Goodbye, spammer. Okay, y'all ready? 20 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Oops, y'all, that's the timer. I was right in the middle of typing up a message. All right. How'd everybody do that round? So because my day is not, or because my week is not stressful enough, a friend of mine just texted me saying they're trying to find a ride to the ER because they're a one-car family and their husband has the car. And so they did ultimately, they're way on the other side of town. So if they hadn't been able to find somebody, I'd have been like, okay, y'all, stream's over, I got to go. But they did find somebody to take them over. I may ultimately still have to go over there if they don't. They're in on a scale of 1 to 10 pain. Their pain is 15, and they are not a dramatic person. They're much more likely to downplay their pain than upplay their pain. So they're, you get, when you're in a lot of pain, you get kind of an altered state and you can't think properly and you can't focus. And so, I'm not entirely sure that she can effectively advocate. They can effectively advocate for themselves. Judy, welcome in, Judy, by the way. It's good to see you. Chickens at the End of the World is now out in the world. Silliest little game. It makes me so happy. Oh my God, you should team up with Anita and then have an evil chickens at the end of the world, because Anita has evil chicken in her story. So, yes, definitely share the link with us, Miss Judy, if you don't mind. So I think they're gonna arrange that, and their husband works at the hospital. He's in medical records, so hopefully he'll be able to come down. He's not the best advocate, but I guess he's better than nothing, right? Sophia says, I completed two rows of crochet and started on knitting, which has become easy and relaxing finally. Yay! Next stream, I need to learn how to join new yarn from YouTube. Excellent. Anita said, also an end of the world with the evil chicken. Yes, I thought that was correct, Anita. Let's see. I want to go look at this. That is awesome. That is awesome. I love that. I love that. Such excellent art. You're such an artistic connoisseur, my friend. You're actually much better than I am. So, that is me saying that tongue-in-cheek with love, because you are a better artist than I am, my friend. So, congratulations on getting that out there. That's awesome. I mean, yes. I always say, my family, my grandmother was a painter. All my family got some sort of art. My nephew he's had no formal art training, and he just is great. And I'm like, here's a stick figure. I learned how to draw playing Hangman. First time I finished a game jam challenge. That's awesome. I love that. Where was the game jam? Was it, that's not my world very much. And I know the several different cons I've been to have had one-page RPG jams and stuff, but, I'm not familiar with that world enough to know, was this an online thing? Was this it was one of the, on Itch.io for a one-page game. That is so cool. That is so cool. I love that. All right. Enough of my chatter. So Judy's doing day job stuff. I know James went for a meeting. Sophia, are you still doing crafty stuff this round? And Anita, how did you do that round? Oh, y'all, I'm very yawny today. Let's see. I got 20 more minutes on the clock. One more sprint. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought you said the first hour. I thought you said the first hour, so that would be anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm probably misremembering. Not everybody has you know, an eidetic memory like Sophia does. Okay, I got 20 minutes on the clock, y'all. Let's get into it. Here we go. Okay, y'all, that's the timer. How did you do? I sent a couple more emails. I feel like I'm whittling that down, so that works. So, how did you do that round? We get a little break. Oh, y'all, I'm sleepy face. I don't know why I keep yawning. I'm super yawny today. So, I'm gonna have lunch for the next sprint because I haven't eaten anything substantial yet today. Excuse me. So I'll be doing lunch. Trying to think of what I want for lunch. I think I'm just gonna have a Lunchable because I don't feel like making a decision. So, all right. So while y'all are checking in, I'm gonna go ahead and go through the spiel. Anita said, "May all commas burn and also compound words." All of them. Just burn all the words. It'll be fine. We don't need those. All right. So I also need to get some tea and use the restroom. So if you need to do any of those things, get something to eat, something to drink, use the facilities, this is a good time to do that. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the red timer. If you have not yet taken your meds, and you should have taken your meds by now, take a second to do that. Also, if you've been sitting this whole time, get up out your chair and do a little dance or something. Move in some way. It'll be fine. All right. I'm going to be right back. Y'all be right back. We'll meet back here in 5 minutes. Here we go. I've been talking this whole time, y'all. This whole time I've been talking. And apparently when I hit my come back button, it did not unmute my mic. I don't know why. I don't know why. So no, it wasn't just you, Sophia. It was me. But super weird. Super weird. So I was basically just reading off what folks said, and I said that we do have rules. We just change them randomly for no particular reason, and then ignore them other times. Because we're Americans, and that's what we do. We're just big old chaos goblins. And the world is finally learning that. So, all right. Whew. So I have my lunch. I've got my Lunchables and some mustard, although I'm at the very, very end of it. And I have some mango dehydrated whatever mango. So, y'all, I am scattered today. It is kind of crazy. All right. Everybody have a nice break. Okay. Sorry. I'm just all over the place, y'all. Okay. We're going to get back into it. And I still got to take my afternoon meds. I've been very bad about it the last week or so. So I got to get back on it. All right. I'm going to eat my lunch. So I'm going to be off camera for a good portion of this next sprint. Oh. And then I'll come back and work on some more emails. All right. We ready? We still don't have our spirit yet. It's being very, hard to get. All right, 20 minutes, y'all. Here we go. Okay, y'all, that sprint is done. How you guys doing? My unmute worked that time. So how'd you do? I feel real disconnected right now. I'm not really sure why. Um, so yeah, how'd you do that round? So I ate my lunch, which was good. I didn't realize how hungry I was. Um, I've been keeping in contact with my friend who's going to the ER. Um, and then I was done with my stuff. I had about 3 minutes left, so I just kind of putzed around until the timer went off. So that was it. That's what I got done. Another thing I have to do today is I've got a gigantic bag of inventory I need to check in. Um, so that's not really like super pressing because I'm not doing any events coming up soon. Maybe in October, but yeah. So I need to focus and get shit done. All right. Sophia found something called a Russian join for cotton yarn. Awesome. I think I've given up all pretense of editing today. Well, some days you need to do other things, and that's okay. I mean, you've been kicking ass on the editing, friend. Um, Anita said, I finished the grammar editing. Now on to checking for echoes. Oh, that's the worst part. I hate doing echoes. I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. It's always the longest part for me. So it's when you have the same word or a similar sounding word close to each other in the text. And it's not to say you can't ever do that, but it should always be intentional, you know? So, but most of the time when I find echoes in mine, they're not intentional. Sometimes they are, but most times they're not. So, yeah. I hate those. I always have. That's always the longest part for me. Is always the echoes. I always save it for last because I hate doing it so much. But it's got to be done. So, all right. Um, so this round, I am gonna double check the multiverse emails, see if I missed any. I think there are still a couple more I need to do, but I don't necessarily need to do them right now. But I do know there are some DragonCon emails I need to do. So I want to check to see if I have any multiverse emails that I need to address right now. Or, and then if I do, I'm going to address them. If I don't, sorry, I got sidetracked by a whole nother thought. So I'm going to address them if I have them. And if I don't have anything that needs to be addressed right now, I'm going to switch over to DragonCon and handle those emails. Excuse me. I love those when they're intentional, though. Yes, they can be used very, very effectively if you're being intentional. But just like everything else, you can use anything very effectively if you're doing it with intention. But if you're just doing it by accident, then it dilutes any future use intentionally. Does that make sense? So, yes, when reading, I mean, yes. And it just says, I only have 74 to check. Fun stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It's exhausting. And James is back, swapping to mobile. Excellent. Well, you're just in time for another sprint. So, we're going to get going. Another 20 minutes on the clock. You might notice that we've got a little red dot here, which means we have lured our spirit. So, during the next break, we are going to check it out and see what we got. All right. James, what are you going to be working on? Are you back to day jobbing it, or are you on lunch? You're on lunch, because, yeah, okay. It is lunch, yes. Okay, because, I know you have to, log out of your computer or whatever so that your boss knows that you're actually taking your lunch. So what are you going to work on during lunch? Sophia says, absolutely. I just really love when prose becomes lyrical. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay, James is going to let us know what he's working on, and I'm going to start the timer. Here we go, y'all. Okay, y'all, that's the timer. That's the timer. Sophie, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for that. Um, yeah, that's a pain in the ass. But I guess having to do it a second time will really, really, really reinforce the knowledge in your head. I mean, looking for the silver lining, right? Looking for the silver lining. So, it's time for a little breaky break. So, but I don't need anything. My tea is full. I've already used the bathroom. I have food. I'm good. So I'm just going to sit here. But if y'all need to get something to eat or something to drink, you need to use the bathroom, feel free to do that. Is this? I'm trying to see if I think my phone's dead. That's what it is. I mean, not my phone, my, watch. I was like, why can't I get the screen to come on? Because it's fucking dead. That's why. Plug that in. Okay. Anyway. So feel free to go do that. I am going to put 5 minutes on the clock. Also, there's your final reminder that if you have not as yet taken your meds, and you should have taken your meds by now, please take a moment to do that. James, have you taken your meds? So, we are going to meet our new spirit. So, here's our original little guy there. Let's see who we got. Oh! Look at the plaid and the toast. He's a toaster head, y'all. Toastmate. He's a toaster head. Okay, Toastmate is a warm and reliable spirit. Adopted as a mascot by the Monkey Appliance Division, this spirit predates 8-bit by several decades. As a playful gesture of affection, it will eject a slice of toast from its head. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if anybody gives me toast as a sign of their affection, I love them already. I love them already. While not edible, its doneness can give insight into the mood of this spirit. If you notice Toastmate feeling a bit overdone, try adjusting the knobs on its ears to let it cool off. Just like its digital cousin 8-bit, Toastmates thrives on nostalgia and comfort, making them a perfect companion when baking delicious treats. All right, so let us switch out our spirit companion to our new friend. Where did he go? Where did he go? There he is. Look at him. Look at him. Okay, let's see what colors we got. We've got red. You know where I'm going. And then we've also got yellow. But y'all know I'm a red girl, so that's what we're doing. How cute. All right. So that's our little guy. So we're going to go back to where we were. Where was I? I was in the bay window and I was typing. But let us see if this little guy does anything else. He's reading a book with that one, meditating. He's doing the floaty float. He's snoozing while she looks out the window, sitting there while I'm knitting. We do stretchy stretches. Aw, he's touching it. He's touching the floor. And then, look, he's got a little duster. Y'all, he's got a little duster. Okay, we're going back to typing. All right, y'all. Sorry, it was just too adorable. That's wrong. This guy is the one we want. So, how cute is that little guy, our little Toastmate? His tail is a plug. Is it really? Okay. Oh, yeah, it is. Look at that. Oh, my God. He's so cute. He's so cute. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm very happy. It makes me happy. So, what else is going on? I bought a bunch of stuff for Dragon Con. Like, I already showed you some of my little baby dragons. For those of you who might have missed it, here's a purple one. How cute. So these are going to be for my my volunteers, and then whoever randomly I want to give to. And I have a bunch of stuff for my multiverse people because one of the other things I do is make little thank you bags for my directors because they work hard during the year. And so I try to thank them. Um, so I finally put all those in a box and marked it multiverse because I don't have to deal with it right now. I just have to make sure I have it. But I try to do like a little silly little gift bag for each of them. And it usually just has something dumb in it, like something, something like the cute little dragon or whatever, and maybe have some lip balm and some lotion and but this year I have like little slinkies, little baby slinkies with eyeballs on them. And what else? And the actual gift bag is this really pretty fabric. It's got kind of an indigenous look, like like either African or Native American kind of look to it. The patterning on it, and then I just got a bunch of little nicky nacky things, thank you things, little post-it notes and stuff like that. Just little stuff for them, so that they know I appreciate them. So if I had more money, I would give them money, but I don't. All right, y'all. Break is over. It's such a quiet day. There's just a few of us here. We're just kind of hanging, doing our shit. Just kind of doing our shit. So, all right. Let me change this back to 20 minutes. And I've got a couple more emails to do. But then I think it's mostly done, I think. I'm not positive. So, all right. 20 minutes, y'all. Oh, I do need to send them an email about my mom though, just so they have a heads up. All right. 20 minutes. Here we go. Oops. I almost missed the timer, y'all. I mean, I did miss the timer. Sorry. Anybody still out there? um, so I'm working on an email, a DragonCon email. I'm asking some questions of someone, and part of the thing about DragonCon is that there's so many people. I mean, obviously so many people in the event, but like in terms of running the event, like, you know, we obviously have all these different tracks. We've got like 35 different tracks, but then of course we've got like disability services and signage and tech ops and all of these different things. And it's like, I don't always know, like for signage, like they've got the writer's track sign and they always have like schedules put up on an easel by the door for each day. Like, do I need to order those, or do they just like magically appear because they know everybody's going to need them? So I'm trying to like phrase my questions so I don't sound like a complete and total idiot. But I don't know, right? I don't know. So, and I'm also like creating this database of contacts with each, as I'm learning about who does what thing, then I can reference that and make a note to myself. Okay, for the signage deadline, you need to email this guy and ask him for whatever, right? So that's kind of what I'm doing. So yeah, so that's kind of, I'm like hyper focusing on this email because I don't want to, I've already missed the deadline for ordering new signage. So I'm just like, do I need to do this, like order new signage every year, or just confirm we're going to use the same signage from last year, or like, what do I need to do? Tell me and I'll do it, I promise. So, so yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing right now. All right, how about y'all? What are you doing? Sophia, how goes the Russian join? So did you read my thing? When I first read that sentence, I was like, who is the Russian? Like I don't understand who what is she making him join? And then like, I realized, oh no, that's okay. You know, that thing where you understand the context, but you weren't in the context when you first read it? I really literally was like, who is the Russian? Oh, you're watching Parks and Rec. Nice. I will tell you tomorrow if the Russian join has worked out. Okay, I will wait with bated breath. So yeah. I'm just kind of going through the motions today. I mean, I'm doing things that need to get done. So like, that's good. But I'm really just kind of not really paying that much attention to my life right now. Hey, Valerie! Welcome in. Hello, friend. Just did a reading. Yes, good job. And now must work. Yes, good job. I'm just kind of puttering around, doing my thing. Oh, I've got an unread notification. Oh, unmute my mic. So, Sophia, even Streamlabs was telling me to unmute my microphone like an hour ago when you were like, I can't hear you. So, Sophia says, this is my last week before school starts, and tomorrow I need to start on the prep reading. Awesome. How long do you guys have in between, like, school sessions or semesters, or I don't know what you call them over there? How much time do you usually have? Because it doesn't seem like it's been very long. Like, because, you know, here in the US, our kids don't, like, our school year is not all year. Even though we haven't been an agrarian society for a century or more, we're still on an agrarian calendar when it comes to our school years. So, about 10 weeks for summer. Nice. So yeah. And so then so you're starting your fall term, I guess, like this is going to be your fall term. And then you go till what, December, and then you have a couple weeks off around the holidays, and then you come back in January. That's kind of how we do it. I'm just being nosy. So yeah. Oh, and you'll be done on December 18th. Nice. Yeah. And I think here in the US, we usually get done slightly sooner. Like it's usually about mid December is when they go, but then they usually go back to school like the Monday after New Year's, whatever that is. It's usually the Monday after New Year's Day, unless New Year's Day fell on a weekend, then they'll start on Tuesday. But but yeah. So and you'll graduate in December. That's so exciting. It's so close. And then you'll be a full-time nurse. Whew, I hope they treat nurses better over there than they do over here, because we treat them pretty awfully. It seems like all of the service industries that we rely on the most, and not even service, but all of the sort of professions that we rely on the most are the ones that we pay the least, which is awful. So anyway, okay, enough of my. I'm. This is me being pessimistic. Like I'm leaning pessimistic today because usually I'm very optimistic about things, but you know it's been a rough week, so I'm giving myself a little bit of leeway to just be like everything sucks. I hate it all. Burn it all to the ground. So yeah, they treat nurses great. They treat assistant nurses like crap. Well, I'm sorry. Are you going to go on to get a full nursing degree? Like a full nurse? Like, that's great, though, that they actually treat the nurses well. They don't treat nurses well here. So, most nurses are treated really shittily. Some of them have really good jobs. Like, it all, you know, like anything else, it all depends on, like, your hierarchy and who's above you and how they treat their people. But generally speaking, as a society, we treat nurses pretty shittily. And that wasn't any better shown than during lockdown when we ran them literally to death and it didn't matter to anybody. So, yeah. No, because to do that, I need a uni degree and I don't have any more funding to get on that level. Oh, that's a shame. Does your funding, like, when you run out, is it gone forever, or do you have an opportunity to get more funding, like, later? Assistant nurse is a community college level, sort of, and it's a different system. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I understand what you mean. So I just find it all really interesting and fascinating how other countries do things, and in many cases better than we do. I mean, we do some things better, but not very many, if I'm being honest. As an old person looking at things over the course of time, it's like, yeah, I can see lots of flaws. All right. I'll take my little pessimistic self. I could maybe, but I need to have a really good justification, and I don't have one. I've studied so much. Gotcha. But I mean, you know, you got the assistant nurse thing, and if you want to continue that and be like a full nurse, I mean, I feel like that's a good reason. I mean, I feel like that's a good reason. So, anyway. All right. We're going to do another 20 minutes. Oh, we've got it's 2:30. So, we're going to do I think 25 minutes. We'll do a slightly longer sprint this time. I'm going to go find somebody to raid with our tiny little raiding party. Anita, I haven't heard from you at all. What are you doing? You okay over there? Sophia says, what I intend to do is eventually take some courses in HR or management, and I could be a manager or something. Oh yeah, that would be cool. That would totally be cool. So I think you'd be good at that too. I think you'd be good at both HR and management. So, all right. Anyway, I've got 25 minutes on the clock. I'm going to go find somebody for us to raid. Here we go. Okay, y'all, that's it. That's it. That's the thing. That's the whole thing. We did it. So I feel like I got through the majority of the emails I needed to get through. I'm just in one more, letting my superiors at DragonCon know what's going on with my mom, just so that they know if I'm not immediately available or whatever in the run up to the show, that's why. So, so I'm in the middle of writing that email, and then I think I'll be mostly done with emails for today, except for a few things. I have a meeting a little bit later, a multiverse meeting, but then I'm going to be doing the other stuff I need to do. So how'd everybody else do? Anita, it's edited enough for beta reading. You did it. Good job. Good job. Send that shit off. Send that shit off. Yay. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. James, welcome back. Welcome back, friend. Sophia went to bed. And Valerie, you still out there? How you doing, Val? All right, so let me go over the events of the coming week. Anita said, I never want to see another Norse name again. Valerie is still here. Excellent. How did your sprint go, Valerie? Anita is forswearing all of the Norse names until the next time. And then she'll be all up in that shit. We know how you are. We know how you are, Anita. All right, reading slush, trying to pick a novelette to publish. That's a very exciting place to be, my friend. I love it. I love it. All right, let me go over the events of the coming week. So tomorrow we'll be doing this again from noon until 3. And then at 7 o'clock, these are all Eastern time, by the way. 7 p.m., Amelia will be doing her 30-minute writing sprint. She goes from 7 till 9. Then on Friday, we have the 7 a.m. summer morning writing group with Sarah. She goes from 7 until 8. Then I will have our usual Zoom co-working from 1 o'clock until about 2:30. Then at 7 p.m., Amelia does her writing sprints again. She goes from 7 till 9. And on Saturday, our very own James, who is right out there in the chat. He will be doing his Saturday Discord sprints at 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. in, obviously, the Discord. All right. Then on Sunday, 10 a.m., Lisa Raby has her Sunday morning write-in from 10 until 12. And Sunday evening at 7 o'clock, we have our usual discussion from 7 till 8:30. If you haven't voted on the topic or topics of your choice, pop into the Facebook group, go into the events tab. In there, find that Sunday event, and then vote on the post that is in there. And you can also suggest new topics. We're down to, I think, 14. So yeah. All right. Then on Monday, we again have the summer morning writing group with Sarah from 7 until 8 a.m. I will not be there. That's too early for me. Then at noon, we have kick off the week co-working with Tiffany from noon till 2. Then from 2 till 4, we have sprints and meditation with Mr. Joe Compton. On Tuesday, we have writing sprints with Amelia at 7 p.m. from 7 till 9. And that brings us right back around to next Sunday, where at 7 a.m. we have the summer morning writing group with Sarah from 7 till 8. And then this crazy thing again at noon. So, you need more topics? I will put my thinking hat on. I mean, it's up to y'all, right? It's up to y'all. I mean, we got lots of topics, but if none of them grab you and you don't want to vote on any of them, pick another topic. We're open to them. Okay, y'all. So we are going to raid Egg today because we haven't raided Egg in a long, long time. So I wanted to raid my friend Egg. All right. But I will be back here tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. And we will do this again. But hopefully I won't have to do emails again. Hopefully I can work on something else. All right, y'all. Thank you, as always, for being here. Even though we were kind of just like a sort of scattered, not a whole lot of discussion, chatter kind of stream today, I feel like it was still pretty productive. So, good job, everybody. All right, we're going to go raid. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
writing go today? A little writing and reading.